I want people to understand what's going on here today. My colleagues on the other side of the aisle are continuing their obsession with being in your kid's pediatric appointment. I find it insulting and creepy, and it's astonishing that we are allowing this even to come before the committee today. It's an attempt to interfere with your healthcare decisions for your kids. Essentially, what's going on here is they want to criminalize healthcare. These are decisions that should be made by doctors, by parents, by trans young people, not by, with all due respect, by Mr. Jordan, the chair of the committee, or by any other member of this committee. And we've been in this committee hearing today talking about the incredible amount of federal crimes on the books, and yet we are sitting here talking about adding another one for no good reason. As I alluded to earlier, this has absolutely no business in front of the committee. We have other really important work to do here, whether it's on prescription drugs, whether it's on lowering the cost of insulin, or, as my colleague said from the state of Washington, pushing back against incredible corporate greed and corruption in healthcare. These are all things worthy of our attention. In fact, these are the things that our voters want us to be focused on. But once again, no, we are here. We are beating up on trans kids and their families, and we are trying to criminalize doctors and parents. My amendment strikes the bill's prohibition on providing health care to trans youth. That's what we're talking about. We do not need to be criminalizing doctors or parents for doing what they feel like is in the best interest of the child. We need to be focused on things that our constituents are clamoring for, which is protecting Medicaid, which is making sure people have health care and food assistance. And it's frankly pretty incredible that we're here today doing this just a few weeks after, as far as I can tell, every single member except for Mr. Massey over there voted to kick some of their constituents off Medicaid and by extension shut down rural hospitals as they lose those Medicaid dollars. And if you think that we won't all be impacted by massive cuts to Medicaid, you're wrong. It will impact the doctors, the hospitals, the communities. And this isn't new. We know that this is something that President Trump went after in his first term, proposed cuts to Medicaid. That was the plan. It continues to be the plan. And if you think you won't be impacted by Republicans wanting to make medical decisions for your kids and for your family, you're wrong too. My Republican colleagues have no business being in the doctor's office with your kid. Now, this bill is an attack on parents and doctors and on kids. This bill would throw parents in jail if they help their transgender child access evidence-based treatments. Throw doctors in prisons for providing medically necessary life-saving care to transgender youth, care supported by every major medical association in the United States, and strip parents of their right to make medical decisions about their own kids' health care. I mean, really. This is what requires our attention today. We've sunk this low. We've sunk so low to jailing parents for trying to do what's right for their kids. Parents and doctors already have to worry about state laws banning medical care for trans kids. This bill would introduce the risk of federal criminal prosecution for basic medical care. And let's not forget the hypocrisy of all of this, the hypocrisy of banning medical care for trans kids while permitting that very same care for everyone else. Apparently, my Republican colleagues don't have a problem with puberty blockers or hormone therapy, only with the trans people who need them in order to live. It's cruel, as many people have said today, it's cruel. And there's no medical evidence behind this bill. It is hatred, it is bullying, and it's rotten through and through. And this amendment strikes at one of the worst aspects of this truly reprehensible piece of legislation, and I urge my colleagues to support my amendment and keep Republican congressmen and women out of your kid's doctor's office, I urge a yes vote on my amendment, and I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. Gentlelady from Wyoming's